I received a message from the thief who stole my wife's phone. She's cheating on you. I have proof. Want help getting revenge? My morning started completely normal. I said goodbye to my loving wife and went to work, never imagining that day would change my life forever. How could I have known? A text arrived on my phone from an unknown number, seared into my mind like fire. Your wife is cheating on you. I'm the one who stole her phone and I have proof. I froze. What the hell was going on? It wasn't a lie that my wife's phone had been stolen a few days earlier. She told me she was walking down the street talking on it when a guy on a motorcycle snatched it and sped off. She said she'd locked the device as soon as she could but didn't report it to the police, claiming it was pointless since she didn't see the thief's face. She said it happened so fast she barely reacted. Another message followed. If you want, I can send you the photos. I thought it was a scam, a thief trying to extort more money, probably wanting a transfer for fake information. The logical move was to block the number. My finger was on the block button when another message hit. She's cheating with Mariano. That shook me. Mariano was my wife's supervisor. She'd mentioned him several times, saying they were friends. I'd met him at a couple of company socials. Polite, a bit serious, but I never suspected anything. Yet there was his name. Despite my doubts, I couldn't stop myself from replying, "Send me the photos." Minutes later, a telegram notification popped up. The profile had no number, just a generic dog picture. Before I could think, files started pouring in. First, photos. My wife, Sarah, in bed, embracing Mariano. Intimate photos. Then screenshots of messages. Dozens of conversations, some explicit, others casual, but all revealing a relationship far beyond professional. Then came audio clips and videos. Everything. It was like a ton of cold concrete crashed over me. How could she do this? Just days earlier we'd been talking about having kids. She was thrilled, even cried when I said I was ready, hugging me. Now I was faced with her sleeping with another man while planning our family. After the last video, another message. Sorry, brother. I may be a thief, but I hate cheaters. If you need me for your revenge, hit me up. I was furious. I read everything over and over. My hands shook, my chest ached, nausea hit hard. Sarah had been cheating for a while. I saw it in the messages, some dating back months. Dates, plans, even talks about me. What destroyed me most was reading how they mocked me. In recent messages, they discussed my desire for kids. Sarah told Mariano it was perfect. They could be intimate without protection, using my wish for a family as an excuse. Can you grasp that level of betrayal? I couldn't focus at work. Part of me wanted to storm her office, confront her at her desk, and scream the truth in front of everyone, exposing her, humiliating her, and ruining Mariano too. He was married with 2 kids. I could destroy his life if I wanted. Believe me, I considered it. But that wasn't enough. I didn't just want it known. I wanted her to pay, to grovel, to feel a fraction of the humiliation and disgust I felt. I wanted blood. Revenge. Then a despicable idea hit me, one so low it shocked even me. But in that moment, I had no doubts, no guilt, just rage. From that point, I didn't stop that I texted the thief, who I'll call Roberto for simplicity. I need help to make her pay. I want her to confess everything, to beg for forgiveness. Will you help? His reply came instantly, count on it. Let me be clear, Roberto and I discussed a lot, but he was careful, never sharing compromising details like names or locations. He never asked for money or tried to exploit me. He said he did it because he hated seeing a man betrayed by someone he trusted. That afternoon we texted for a while. I was in shock but burning with rage. We decided to start small, nothing dangerous, just to test Sarah's reaction. Roberto would message her from a burner number, saying he stole her phone, knew about her affair, and would tell me unless she paid $10,000, a sum she couldn't easily get without raising suspicion that he sent the messages I got home. When I walked in, I saw it instantly. Sarah was nervous. It was subtle, but her eyes held a mix of fear and confusion, like she expected me to say something but prayed I wouldn't. I asked if she was okay. She said yes, everything was fine. I pressed and she claimed a bad day at work. Internal issues, a grumpy boss didn't want to talk. She spent the night glued to her phone, going to the bathroom 4 times, locking herself in for minutes. Roberto sent me screenshots of their chat. Sarah said she couldn't get that much money so fast. He replied coldly, "Then I'll ask your husband how much he's willing to pay for proof of your betrayal." She begged for time to think. Roberto gave her 1 week, no more. That night, Sarah went to bed silently, no videos, no reading, no talking, just turned away. I said nothing, lying beside her, pretending all was fine while my mind boiled. I asked Roberto how he accessed her phone's data, since reporting a theft should lock it. He didn't elaborate but said she was on the phone when he snatched it, so it was unlocked. He kept it on to check for anything useful before selling or wiping it. He saw intimate photos, realized the man wasn't her husband, and got angry. He had a contact who clones phones before wiping them, copied everything, found my info, and contacted me. That's his story. I don't know how it works. The next day, Roberto ignored Sarah. She sent desperate messages, begging for more time, saying she couldn't raise the money, pleading for mercy. He didn't reply until night. 6 days left. At home, Sarah stayed silent, visibly anxious, pale, dark circles, unable to hide it. When I asked, she stuck to her work problems lie. So we upped the pressure. Roberto contacted Mariano, saying he knew everything and would tell his wife and kids unless he paid. Mariano threatened to go to the police. Roberto calmly replied, "Fine. I'll send it all to Sarah's husband and let him handle it." Hours later, Mariano backtracked, asking for time to gather money. This left Sarah without her lover's support, still scrambling to cover her tracks without confessing. On the 3rd day, she confirmed everything with a proposal that filled me with disgust. With a shaky, sad voice, she said her parents were struggling financially, too ashamed to admit it, and needed help. She asked to withdraw from our savings, promising to repay every cent, begging me not to tell her parents to spare their feelings. The nerve, she dragged her parents into her lies. We tightened the screws. Roberto messaged her, demanding nude photos, saying he was tired of waiting. She refused, saying she'd never do that. He shot back, "I already have plenty of photos of you cheating. The videos are explicit. Don't play saint now." She sent the photos. Roberto forwarded me the screenshots. My wife, groveling, humiliating herself to keep me in the dark. Still, she didn't confess. How far would she go? Roberto tested her, asking what else she'd do, even suggesting, "Would you sleep with me to keep this from your husband?" She said no, she'd never do that. But he hit her with, "I'm sure you would. The one thing you can't do is tell the truth. Why not confess?" She didn't reply and she didn't tell me anything. So we went further. Roberto demanded she record a video of us being intimate to prove she'd comply. She refused, saying it was too much. He countered, "But he's your husband. You recorded with your lover, why not him?" She begged, cried, pleaded not to be forced. He said he was done and would send me everything. She agreed to send the video. Roberto sent me the screenshots. I was stunned. As I read them, Sarah came out of the bathroom with a strange look, lingering by the nightstand, pretending to search for something. I saw her adjust her phone to face the bed, hiding it. Then, out of nowhere, she undressed, saying we hadn't been intimate in a while, that she missed me. I felt repulsed. I said I had a headache, no mood, and turned away. She insisted, but I repeated, "Not tonight." She locked herself in the bathroom and I heard her cry softly. I could have pitied her, but her refusal to confess even now was disgusting. I was done. She wasn't worth my time. But she wouldn't get off easily. She'd pay for her infidelity, lies, and fake tears while sleeping with another man. That we launched the final move, her last chance to confess. Roberto sent a cold message, "No need for money anymore. You'll do a job for me and this ends." She replied nervously, "What kind of job? What do you want? He didn't sugarcoat it, simple. Pick up a package and deliver it. You'll get your phone back and we're done. She asked what was in it. He replied, what do you think? Not candy, obviously drugs. She refused at first, saying she was almost at the money could pay him. He cut her off. Stop the nonsense. This isn't a game. Accept now or I send everything to your husband. Incredibly, she agreed, willing to commit a crime, anything but tell me the truth. Let me be clear, she could have stopped at any point, said no and confessed, but she never did. That sealed her fate. Roberto gave her a pickup address for Saturday at 4 p.m. She'd go alone in her car, stop at a corner, lower the window and take the package, nothing else. Then deliver it to another address where she'd supposedly get her phone back. That day, Sarah left the house nervous, claiming she was visiting a friend, but her tension was obvious. I followed at a distance in another car, unnoticed. Despite everything, I felt a pang of pity. She'd been my wife, we'd grown up together. Now she was driving to her ruin. She stopped where Roberto instructed. A motorcycle pulled up as planned, and passed her a small, sealed brown package through the window. She took it and drove on. Roberto sent her the delivery address, reminding her to ask for her phone. She replied with a simple okay, and kept going. That's when I made the call. I dialed the anonymous emergency line, reporting a drug exchange, giving her car's plates, location and model, plus her destination. I stayed back when they stopped her at a traffic light, just before the delivery spot. 3 patrol cars surrounded her. She got out, scared, hands up, claiming she didn't know what was happening. But when they opened the package and found its contents, she was cuffed immediately. That afternoon, I had my last talk with Roberto. He said the drugs were low-value street stuff, just enough for a possession charge. With what I got from Mariano, I'm more than paid, he wrote. Delete all these messages. We're done. He vanished. Hours later, Sarah called from the police station, desperate, crying, begging me to come. I went, saying nothing, promising nothing. At the station, she was in an interrogation room, eyes red, makeup streaked, hands trembling. Her first words, I didn't know what was in that package, I swear. Some stranger threw it through my window. I'm scared. She insisted it was a mix-up, that she was just passing by. But hours later, under pressure, she broke. She confessed everything. The phone theft, the blackmail, the demands for money, the threats to expose her affair, the forced photos, the things she didn't want to do, and finally, the delivery to end it all. Then, in a broken voice, she said, everything I did was to protect our marriage. I didn't want to lose it. When my lawyer told me this, I couldn't believe it. She claimed she did it for us. Not her lies, not her double life, but for our marriage. I filed for divorce, presenting myself as the victim with all the necessary evidence. It wasn't hard to prove she knowingly transported a suspicious package to hide her infidelity. Sarah begged for forgiveness, saying she was confused, didn't know what she was doing, that we'd known each other since childhood, that I shouldn't leave her, that we could still save what we had. But nothing changed what she'd done. The law moved quickly. She was formally charged with possession and transport of illegal substances with full knowledge. Her manipulation, tears, and claims of ignorance didn't matter. She'd agreed, acted, and was complicit. She was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Meanwhile, I ensured her lover faced consequences. I compiled everything, videos, audios, screenshots, dates, locations, and sent it anonymously to his company's internal email and some of his contacts. If he ever thought of seeing Sarah again or covering for her, he'd know she was far away and he had his own problems. I heard his wife kicked him out. I don't know if they divorced, and I don't care. This is the end for me. I'm done with her, her lover, and their consequences. They can live with their choices.